You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
You're planning a vacation, an escape from the day-to-day routine of everyday life. You're looking forward to getting pampered in some sun-bathed tropical island getaway, surrounded by cool, balmy breezes, with the soothing, relaxing sounds of calypso music playing distantly in the warm island air. Doesn't it sound wonderful? Well, don't leave your pets at home. They want to go too. Welcome to Travel Tales, the show where you'll get great travel ideas on perfect places for you and your pet. From Paris to paradise, south of the border to the South Seas, Travel Tales will give you cool tips on fun vacation destinations to travel with your pet, pet-friendly hotels, and advice on how to travel safely and happily with your furry best friends. So get ready to pack the bags and the bones with your Travel Tales host, Janine Franceschi.
Hello and welcome to Pet Life Radio. I'm Janine Franceschi, your host, and you've joined us today as we record our fourth installment of a special series for Travel Tales called Luxury Digs, Being in the Doghouse Never Felt So Good. On Luxury Digs, we, my Irish setter Beau and I, share with you all of the wonderful luxury or upscale things that we're discovering on our cross-country promotional tour to promote our company, PAW, which is Pet Friendly Accommodations Worldwide, which can be found on the web at www.luxurypaw.com. PAW is the only online hotel booking engine that exclusively features luxury. And when we say luxury, we kind of set the bar at 4-star or higher rated pet-friendly hotel properties for online booking. So again, welcome, and I hope you find today's show informative and fun. And it's been a great week on our tour. We had a change in our tour schedule a little bit. I had intended to fly home to Nantucket this week to attend to some personal business, but that plan changed and left Beau and I with 15 unbooked nights here on the road. So we decided to just kind of wing it. And I keep saying we because I'm sure that you know that I put everything out to committee, and Beau gets an equal say in our decisions. So we decided to drive to Charleston, South Carolina, and we stayed in 4 very different pet-friendly hotels. And I can't wait to tell you about each and every one of them. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Attention passengers, please fasten your seatbelts, put your seat bags and sleeping pets in their full upright position, and prepare for takeoff. Travel Tales will be zooming back with more great travel tips right after this.
Pick up something unique at A Bone to Pick Dog Boutique. A Bone to Pick has cool hip fashions for big and small dogs that will have their tails wagging in style. Cat products too. abone-to-pick.com. Check out our eco-friendly pet products and gifts for humans too. abone-to-pick.com. Get your pet's mouth watering monthly with our Gourmet Treat of the Month Club and join A Bone to Pick's free birthday club for your puppy. abone-to-pick.com. Pick up something special for your best friend at A Bone to Pick. abone-to-pick.com. Get 10% off with coupon code PETLIFE.
Do you love your dog? Then you'll love feeding him mouth-watering, all-natural treats, lovingly handmade by a professional caterer who wanted the very best for her dogs. Make no mistake about it, these are not ordinary dog treats. These are doggy delights, like breakfast banana biscotti, honey bear peanut butter balls, yummy apple cinnamon mini cakes, and so much more. Your dog will howl in delight. And now you can get a scrumptious sample pack by going to dingersdogtreats.com. It's a $25 value, yours for just $9.95 through this special radio offer. That's DINGERS, dingersdogtreats.com. Every one of these gourmet doggy treats is handmade from the finest ingredients and taste tested on our own dogs. Your dog will love them. Get $25 worth of doggy delights now for just $9.95. Go to dingersdogtreats.com now. That's DINGERS, dingersdogtreats.com. Yum.
Having a rough day? Longing for the dog days of summer? Think your fun furry friend lives a dog's life? Well, find out everything you're begging to know as Pet Life Radio presents It's a Doggy Dog World with pet expert and award-winning author Liz Palaika. Every dog has his day, and you'll find out how to make your dog's day fun and rewarding. Every week, on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com. Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Attention passengers, we are now approaching our final destination. The weather is sunny and warm. Ocean temperature is a balmy 80 degrees for those of you wishing to doggy paddle. Please exit to the front and see our activities directors on your way out. Have a pleasant stay.
So again, welcome back. And this week, Beau and I were in Charleston, South Carolina, and we were there for actually 8 days, which was a really long stay for us in one place. And it was kind of because we actually didn't have a plan. We had 2 of those 8 nights pre-booked. And so we ended up staying, day 1 in Charleston was primarily spent working in the hotel room. As I'd mentioned, our schedule changed and I needed to find a hotel in a pinch. And so I used my handy-dandy Garmin GPS system, which friends and family insisted on giving me prior to leaving for this trip. And actually, I received 3 different separate GPS systems. So from people that I love. So I don't know if that means they want to make sure we make our way home, or they think that, I'm completely incapable of making my way from point A to point B with the aid of a mechanized voice. But either way, I am now completely addicted to Matilda, which is what we've named the GPS lady voice. And I don't know if it's my imagination or, if you people have any experience with GPS systems. Does Matilda's voice and her intonation get a little more stern each time she says the word recalculating? I'm not sure. But anyway, we needed a last-minute accommodation, and we used the Garmin, and we found a Sheraton. And I want to freely admit that I am a hotel snob. And frankly, the Sheratons are not always my first choice. I have a preconceived notion that they're well located and clean, but not, particularly luxury or upscale in their presentation. And I am here to say that I stand corrected. I stayed at the Sheraton North Charleston, and it was wonderful. I would stay there again in a second. I say this program and the PAW website are about luxury pet-friendly properties, but truly it's about excellence in pet-friendly hotel offerings. And the Sheraton North Charleston provided an excellent experience for Beau and I. Sheraton is part of the Starwood group of hotels, and so is the Westin hotel chain, where Beau and I have stayed on numerous occasions. And the Sheraton offers a great pet program, a big Sheraton emblazoned pet bed, very similar to the Westin's Heavenly Pet Bed. They offered food and water bowls and a little gift bag that was filled with cleanup baggies. And it was much more than I expected. And on top of that, the room was great. It was immaculately clean. It was really well located. It had a marble bathroom, the same Aveda luxury bath products as some of the 5-star hotels that we've been in recently. It was really wonderful. So I'm here to remind you, don't overlook the Sheratons. They're all pet friendly. They're a great pet friendly option when you're looking for a pet friendly hotel. And they have really thought through the pet amenity program. And this particular Sheraton was only a 3-star rated hotel, which was much, much nicer than the 4-star rated hotel we had stayed in the previous night. And I'm not going to name names because I try to use my power only for good. But this 3-star rating could easily have been a 3.5 or a 4-star rating. And the ratings can be misleading. Different companies rate them differently, and they are inconsistent. So this particular property, I would highly, highly recommend as equal to some of the 4-star properties that we have been staying in on this tour. And talking about the inconsistency of ratings, one of the things that I've decided to do for the hotels that we have personally stayed at is create a pause up rating system for each of the hotels. And PAW will tell you in the special notes section of each hotel feature page how many paws up a property has received from PAW based on the experience of our site visit. And the criteria is just kind of loosely outlined. One Paw Up is a pet accepting and not necessarily a pet friendly hotel. It's a hotel that takes pets, is a minimum 4-star rated hotel. And then again, like I just mentioned, there are always exceptions to that rule, like the hotel that I just mentioned. But these One Paw hotels don't offer any welcome amenity, don't really have any pet centric extras at all. They just accept pets and are a nice, 4-star rated hotel. Two Paws Up is going to be a hotel that is pet friendlier, than that One Paw Up, but still doesn't employ any specific pet program. They're happy to have you there with your pet, but you need to bring your own food and water bowls, pet bed, etc. The Three Paws Up rating is a pet friendly hotel who, again, is a minimum of a 4-star rated hotel and has at least made an attempt to create a pet welcome amenity program, food and water bowls, a pet bed, a treat at check-in, something that says we are glad that you're here with your pet. Not only are we going to accept him, but we're going to try to cater to him a little bit as well. And Four Paws Up is representative of a pet-friendly hotel, 4-star minimum rating, with a really well-thought-out pet amenity program who will welcome the pet in at least 80% of the hotel common areas. Some hotels will allow the pet, if properly leashed, in the pool area or the spa area, and some won't. And Four Paws Up is not going to restrict your access to most of the hotel. Always, the interior dining due to health codes is limited and restricted. But every place else in this hotel that has a Four Paws Up rating, you're going to be able to go with your pet. And then last week, we needed to create a Four Paws Up and a happily wagging tail category because it was just so much more than Four Paws Up. This Woodlands Inn and Resort where we stayed in Summerville, South Carolina, necessitated a need for me to create a category that was so over the top, so much more than you ever expected. And a Four Paws Up and a happily wagging tail is a hotel that makes your dog so happy that, he's lying on the marble lobby floor of the hotel receiving a belly scratch from somebody at check-in. There's a pet welcome amenity that is just unique and so well thought out and personalized and just beyond your expectations in every way. It's a place that allows almost limitless access for your pet in the hotel common areas. And on top of having, the whole pet thing just nailed down perfectly, it's an exceptional hospitality experience for the hotel guest as well as the hotel pet guest. And in short, it is perfection with regard to the property, the guest experience, and the pet guest experience. And it's very hard to achieve, and we've only awarded one so far. So with that criteria in mind, the Sheraton North Charleston, where we stayed initially, was definitely a 3-paw property, and I would recommend staying there. So day one in Charleston, we mostly just stayed at the hotel and worked. I had some reviews to post and things of that nature. On day two, Beau and I drove into Charleston and did a little strolling around King Street, which is the main shopping street in downtown Charleston. Lots of great stores, all more than happy to have your properly leashed pet accompany you into the store. There was a Williams-Sonoma, a BCBG, an Ann Taylor, J. Crew, Pottery Barn, Walden Books, and a really nice assortment of smaller boutique shops that were just really great and unique, and more than happy to have Beau come in. Lunch that day presented something of a challenge, though, because even though in downtown Charleston there are plenty of outdoor dining options, very few were pet friendly. We actually were turned away from 6 different restaurants that had outdoor dining before finding the perfect little French bistro on John Street called 39 Rue de Jean. And it was great food, great staff. Immediately they brought over a bowl of water for Beau. And their outdoor dining area was this lovely little area tucked under the awnings and along a cobbled side street. It was really charming, and I was so glad that ultimately we ended up getting turned away from all of the others because this one turned out to be wonderful. So visit them at 39 Rue de Jean. Leave it to the French. I mean, they just, they love their pets, and the food was magnificent. Rue de Jean is directly across the street from Charleston's Visitors Center, which I was very surprised to find is not pet-friendly. So when you're in your hotel and you have the opportunity to pick up some brochures about Charleston and area activities and whatnot, you should really take advantage of that opportunity because you're not going to be able to go into the Visitor Center if you have your pet with you. this is probably a good place for us to take a break and hear from our sponsors. So stay tuned. We'll be right back and with the rundown of the rest of our stay in Charleston, South Carolina.
Attention passengers, please fasten your seatbelts, put your seat bags and sleeping pets in their full upright position, and prepare for takeoff.
Travel Tales will be zooming back with more great travel tips right after this.
Do you love your dog? Then you'll love feeding him mouth-watering, all-natural treats, lovingly handmade by a professional caterer who wanted the very best for her dogs. Make no mistake about it, these are not ordinary dog treats. These are doggy delights, like breakfast banana biscotti, honey bear peanut butter balls, yummy apple cinnamon mini cakes, and so much more. Your dog will howl in delight. And now you can get a scrumptious sample pack by going to dingersdogtreats.com. It's a $25 value, yours for just $9.95 through this special radio offer. That's DINGERS, dingersdogtreats.com. Every one of these gourmet doggy treats is handmade from the finest ingredients and taste tested on our own dogs. Your dog will love them. Get $25 worth of doggy delights now for just $9.95. Go to dingersdogtreats.com now. That's DINGERS, dingersdogtreats.com. Yum.
Greetings, human. What planet am I on?
Welcome to Pet Planet. Here's a copy of Pet Planet Magazine, Florida's most informative and fun pet resource magazine. It features heartwarming stories and informative articles from local and national pet experts.
Excellent.
Pet Planet Magazine offers Operation Planet Rescue, helping rescued pets find new homes. And it's available at 500 locations in South and Central Florida and 24/7 on the internet at petplanetmagazine.com. If you're out and about with your pet, you may be featured in paparazzi, candid pictures of you and your pet. For up-to-date pet-friendly events, activities, and pet-related services and products, Pet Planet Magazine is your final destination.
I shall take this magazine home with me.
Back to your home planet?
No, to my condo in Boca.
Pet Planet Magazine. Check them out at www.petplanetmagazine.com or 352-394-8578. It's out of this world.
There's nothing like a shaggy dog, baby. They're shagadelic. And this is the place to find out how to have harmony in the household with your pets. Oh, yeah. So stop by our pad every week and get switched on, baby. Switched on to the show that's all about attitude. Oh, behave. With your groovy host, pet edutainer Arden Moore. Yeah, baby, yeah. Every week on demand on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Attention passengers, we are now approaching our final destination. The weather is sunny and warm. Ocean temperature is a balmy 80 degrees for those of you wishing to doggy paddle. Please exit to the front and see our activities directors on your way out. Have a pleasant stay.
Welcome back to Travel Tales, the special series, Being in the Doghouse Never Felt So Good, where Beau, my Irish setter, and I share all of the wonderful pet-friendly things we've discovered in each of the cities on our cross-country promotional tour for PAW, which is pet-friendly accommodations worldwide, and can be found on the web at www.luxurypaw.com. This week, we've spent a wonderful week in Charleston, South Carolina, and the surrounding areas, and after we spent a couple of days in North Charleston, Beau and I headed to Summerville, South Carolina, which is about 20 minutes north of Charleston. And we had previously made these arrangements, and we were delighted to arrive at the Woodlands Resort and Inn. As I mentioned in the introduction, this is the only place that I have felt confident enough to award the 4 paws up and a happily wagging tail paw rating. The property was just magnificent. It was acres and acres and acres of this just beautifully maintained, meticulous estate property that had a swimming pool and tennis courts and bocce court and gazebo and a pavilion with an outdoor fireplace. And it was just beautiful. A huge brick plantation home And it only had, I want to say it has 11 rooms and suites. It's very small, plus a cottage out back, and very intimate. And instantly the staff knew you and knew Beau, and it was just perfection. They had just undergone a $2 million renovation on the fixtures and the interiors, and they were 5-star and 5-diamond rated before the renovation. So you can imagine just how beautiful this place is now. It is one of only 3 properties in the entire United States that can boast having the 5-star and 5-diamond designation in both the lodging and the restaurant categories. So it really is a wonderful, wonderful place. It's truly a dining destination. It's kind of out in the middle of Summerville, South Carolina, where there's not a lot to do by way of activity, but it's really a beautiful place for trail walks and just a much quieter, slower pace, and it really is wonderful. When we arrived, the staff was very excited to see Beau and very friendly and wonderful to them. And when we checked into the room, it was just absolutely beautiful. They had set up a stainless steel food and water station for Beau, and they had actually had under it a bone-shaped kind of plastic mat so that it wouldn't slide around. I mean, that was just indicative of they just anticipated every possible thing you could need or want at this place, the Woodlands Inn and Resort. It was just spectacular. If I had been able to figure out how, logistically to stay there for the rest of my life, I would have done that. I would have sent a letter home saying, forward my mail, this is where you can find me, because everybody was wonderful. The pet welcome amenity was a little basket at the foot of the bed that had homemade gourmet treats made by the chef at the Woodlands, and they must have been 99% peanut butter because Beau went mad for them. He just adored them. And he's pretty finicky. He doesn't like all the treats all the time, so he loved these. And then there was a magazine called Low Country Dog, which I've listed as a resource on the PAW website because it was just fantastic. It was all things to do in South Carolina with your pet, and really well done. And then the piece de resistance was just this unbelievably wonderful dog collar. It was a gorgeous color teal, and they had Beau's name embroidered on the collar itself. And the color they chose for the embroidery was almost identical to the color of his fur. It's just this rich, deep mahogany, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's as though I had looked at a catalog and picked it out myself. And it's really funny because teal and brown, anybody who knows me, is my favorite color combination. Everything I own is teal and brown. Actually, the collar that he had on was teal and brown. And I said to them, how did you do this? It was, it was like, what did you call my mother? I mean, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect in every way. They allowed Beau on the property everywhere with the exception of the dining room. He was allowed in the pool area, on the bocce court, on the croquet court, just everywhere. And as long as he was on a leash, he was allowed everywhere. And then there was even this one little courtyard off the winter garden room that was enclosed, and it was small, and it was a great place to take afternoon tea and let him just be off leash a little bit. I was the only one out there, and the Woodlands Inn and Resort offers a complimentary tea every afternoon, and so that was perfect just to let him off his leash a little bit, let him stretch his legs. It was great. The Woodlands Inn and Resort is in Summerville, South Carolina, which is a very small town with a one-street historic district, but it was really charming and really lovely. We found a great outdoor restaurant called Relish that the food was great, and they were super sweet to Beau. And there's a wonderful little dog shop, pet boutique called Doolittle's. Now, Doolittle's has 3 locations in South Carolina, one here in Somerville, one in Charleston, and one in Mount Pleasant. And we actually ended up visiting another one of the Doolittle's in Charleston because they have a self-wash section that you can just, for $12, you can go in and give your dog a bath. And it was wonderful because we had checked out of one hotel in Charleston and gone to this fantastic dog park and that had this big water feature. And so, of course, Beau was in the water, all muddy and just a horrible mess. And I just couldn't imagine checking into this new hotel with this wet, messy dog. And so we went to Doolittle's, $12, gave him a wash, and he was beautified in about 15 minutes. They also have big hair dryers, so it was great. So eventually, regrettably, we had to leave Woodlands Resort and Inn, and we went back to Charleston, and we were lucky enough to be able to arrange accommodations at Charleston Place, which is one of only 6 Orient Express hotels in the United States. Charleston Place is it's a very highly rated hotel with a gorgeous lobby, all marble, 2 award-winning restaurants on site, and a gallery of really great high-end shops. And there's a Gucci, Tommy Bahama, a Godiva, Chocolatier, several boutiques and clothing shops. It was really wonderful. However, with regard to the pet friendliness of the hotel, I really thought they missed the mark. I have rated this hotel with 3 paws up, and primarily it's because, yes, they do allow pets, and their staff were friendly to Beau, and they did provide a welcome amenity of a bag of treats from a local 3-dog bakery, which we've talked about that chain of bakeries before, and this one is on King Street in Charleston, owned by a man named Dustin, who is there daily with his 2 great dogs, so go visit them. So the 3 main criteria for being a 3 paws up hotel were there: 4-star minimum, friendly staff, and a welcome amenity. But there was no food or water bowl. There wasn't one provided when we checked into the room. And when I called down to housekeeping to request them, they brought up 1 bowl. So I had to send it back for another. They did include a coupon for a complimentary drink in the award-winning restaurant. But even though that restaurant featured patio dining, pets were not allowed. And I signed a waiver when I checked in that said I wouldn't leave Beau alone in the room. So there was no way I was going to be able to enjoy that complimentary glass of sparkling wine. So it just was not a very well thought out program. It had elements of a well thought out program, but they just didn't work together. The accommodations were lovely, and I would definitely recommend it if you were in Charleston. They just have not figured out their pet program as well as some other places have. The next lodging experience we had was wonderful, and we were really lucky enough to arrange last-minute accommodations, again because of our schedule change, at a place called Wentworth Mansion, which is on Wentworth Street in the historic district of Charleston, South Carolina. And this mansion is really a masterpiece of American craftsmanship. The details in this building were incredible. Gorgeous original Tiffany windows, tile mosaic flooring, literally miles of carved millwork that the staff just maintains and polishes meticulously, and it just is just beautiful. The room that we had was wonderful. It really was a suite with a big king bed, and it had this gorgeous jacuzzi soaking tub right in the bedroom. And then it had a big, luxurious bathroom with glass shower and marble and 2 shower heads in the shower. And then it had a sitting area. And off of the sitting area was a private entrance and a little private patio outside the private entrance with table and chair. So it was really wonderful. And it was very convenient, too, to have that private entrance because, when Beau needed to go out, it was great. I didn't have to bring him through the hotel and out the door. It was right there and super convenient. So I would really recommend the Wentworth Mansion. The staff was lovely and engaging. You can hear Beau in the background. He wants to go out. The staff was lovely and really engaging, and had the welcome amenity been a little bit more abundant, we easily would have awarded 4 paws up. But currently the Wentworth Mansion is a 3 paws up rated paw property. I'm certain, though, that by the time you visit, we will have beefed up the pet amenity, and you will be emailing me to tell me that I need to change the rating to a 4 paws up. We are almost out of time, but there are lots of pet-friendly activities listed on the Charleston, South Carolina concierge page on the PAW website at www.luxurypaw.com. Just briefly, some of them are horse-drawn carriage tours, walking tour companies that are pet-friendly. We visited several plantations. We visited Boone Hall Plantation, which was pet-friendly on the grounds. None of the buildings allowed the pets, but the grounds were beautiful, absolutely magnificent example of plantation architecture and landscaping. It was just gorgeous. And pet-friendly, we came across a woman that owns a pet-friendly services business where she will do pet sitting or dog walking, and the name of her business is The Dog Father, which just cracked me up completely. Her name was Susie, and she was great, so her contact information is on the website. And we also have listed the contact information for our favorite dinner spot, which was called Poogan's Porch on Queen Street in downtown Charleston. And Poogan's Porch is named for a stray dog that used to go from porch to porch looking for handouts, and decided that the level of hospitality here at Queen Street at this restaurant was just so superior that he would stay. And Poogan has since passed on, but he is honored in the name of their restaurant, Poogan's Porch. And the food was wonderful. And they have two sections of pet-friendly dining. One is obviously the porch. And then we sat out back, Beau and I, on the patio. And it was really a lovely experience. And then on the way home, I think Beau's favorite thing about the visit to Charleston was that we had just eaten. I had just eaten a fairly large meal and didn't feel like walking back to the hotel. So we took a ride on one of those bicycle rickshaws. And it was really quite a scene. Beau's ears blowing in the wind, and he really loved that. He thought that was great. So we had a wonderful time in Charleston. I would highly recommend it. You need to do a little digging to find pet-friendly restaurants, but hopefully the PAW website will point you in the right direction. And you should definitely go visit Charleston. It was really, really fun. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors and invite you back next week. We have left Charleston, and we are currently in Atlanta, Georgia. And from here, I'm not entirely sure, but I think we'll be headed to Memphis. So next week's podcast will most likely be the pet-friendly things we've found to do and places we've found to stay in Atlanta and Memphis. And I hope you come back, and we see you next week. Thanks very much. Have a great week.
Attention passengers, please fasten your seatbelts, put your seat bags and sleeping pets in their full upright position, and prepare for takeoff.
Pet Life Radio presents Travel Tales, the show where you'll get great travel ideas on perfect places for you and your pet. From Paris to paradise, south of the border to the South Seas, Travel Tales will give you cool tips on fun vacation destinations to travel with your pet, pet-friendly hotels, and advice on how to travel safely and happily with your furry best friends. So, get ready to pack the bags and the bones with Travel Tales, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.